Hello, and welcome back to Rostrap Dive. Well, a special edition, maybe. So we were supposed to do it in order, the series, but unfortunately I had some issues to deal with my game over the past 3 months. Eventually those issues were resolved, and now I feel like this is a great time to actually do a small half reboot of the series. So in this case, we are going to do today what I like to call Snackbar. Now, this relates to the pseudo instance tutorial that I did last time, or the time before that, because of the fact that the Snackbar is a pseudo instance itself. But it also relates to my game. That's right. There is a gun in the game that you can actually unlock with a system known as the Quartermaster system, and this gun is called the PPSH-41. That is new, right? Well, to confirm that the gun is actually in position, or actually not in position, but in the inventory, when you unlock it, there is a special Snackbar system, as well as the Snackbar itself, that shows up on the bottom, the center part of the screen, with the bottom center. And it will tell you two things. One, what weapon you unlocked, and then if you want to see for yourself there's proof, you can click a button on the right that will literally switch weapons. I'm not joking, I am dead serious. Anyways, let's get into that. So I'm going to show you how that works. Well, first I'm going to show you a little demo of how the Snackbar works. As you can see here, this is what it uses to do all that. Action text, in this case it would be switch to. Yeah, you can hear in the background there's a bunch of things happening. There was a car crash earlier. Sorry about that. And yeah, there's a big backup. Print PPSH switch here. It doesn't actually print this. What it does is the actual action. So in this case, it will do that. And in this case, we have PPSH 41. Yeah, I'm going to have to talk louder because of the honking going on. It's a lot. So PPSH unlocked. And there's a period that comes right before the thing is over, the Snackbar. This is just the dialogue, so let me just say choose weapon. And it'll be like PPSH 41. Or you can choose the PPS, which is not in the game yet. It will be after today. PPS 43. Cancel. And you can do choose. Or actually, I should say unlock. Sorry. And basically you'll have a choice. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything dumb with this, which would be just to show the PPSH like that. I'm going to instead format it. Now let me tell you something about the dots. The 2 dots can be really hard on performance. So it's best to either format the text and then add it in, or you can do something else that I've seen Slight Nick do. So that's his username on GitHub. His actual user is on Roblox is CrazyMan32. He uses Aerogame Framework. I know it's a different system, it's not related to this, but it can be, because some things I actually had to replace in Rostrap regarding performance, like fast spawn, I had to add in a fast delay, and then weight I kept the same. The fast weight I did add that into my own engine or version of Rostrap. Anyways, format, and I'll do, let's see, choice. So, with that being said, let's test it. Just to see where it's at. and it should show up. Yeah, it's a pretty bad crash from what I just heard a few minutes before this tutorial began, so it's a lot going on out there. Something's wrong here. Oh yeah, remote events. Okay. I guess we know what that means. We gotta put it on the server, too. Almost forgot about that. One thing you should always remember to do with sudo instance, I stressed this in the video as well, that you should always put the replicated sudo instance call, or whatever you need to load it, inside of the server and client. You have to do both. Oh, we forgot to install another thing. Let me do that real quick. There we go. Choice dialog we already went through in the first part of the series, or first episode. This episode we're going through what we had there, which is a Snackbar. Now, PPSH-41 is a submachine gun, same thing with the PPS-43. We just unlock that. And this is how it would appear, literally, on the thing. Except, here's what I did with the, this is what I did with the Snackbar's code. So, I go to Rostrap UI, I take the Snackbar, change the font, even though this is against standards, to Gotham. And then we go with Gotham semi-bold, because that's what I used in there. I even made literally made a manager like the one that Quincy has in his Nevermore agent for this. So if you want to see how that works, I can show you. So that's what it looks like. Literally. PPSH unlocked, and you just click switch to, it'll dismiss it, and done. So anyways, I think I'm going to do the choice. Name choice equals choice. Now I'm going to go over all the major details a little bit, but right now we're just focused on one thing. Name choice equals nil, so it's more responsive. We can do this with the dialog, something I didn't go over. Now, well, there used to be this option to use the choice dialog in the loadout menu that I had in my game. However, that has changed for a good reason. It's not very good for multiple options, and there's a lot. I'm dead serious. There's a lot to go over regarding that. Like, you have attachments of many different types, with all having their own button, and then you got camos, you've got magazines. You might even have something called detachments, which is the opposite of attachments. Instead of putting them on, you can take them off. Literally. And they won't show up when you actually play the game. It'll just be detached if you don't want them, or still stays on if you don't detach them. So that's a good thing. It's coming up. I'm going to go with this, and I can do that. And as you see here, same thing. Anyways, let's get into the technical part. So the Snackbar is, like it says, it's basically visual feedback in which there's light, and it helps to clarify things that could be an issue. Like, for example, in this case, my game had an issue with, whether or not you got the item unlocked. It did. It took a lot of fixes on Thanksgiving Day of last year, but it was done. Now, it's lightweight, and it does help you confirm. This is big because of the fact that this helped confirm that you actually unlocked what you wanted. And you can click on a button in which you can use to show that you got what you wanted. Now it's lightweight, as we know. It doesn't require any fancy smancy stuff. All it requires is that you use the snack bar like it as is, but you use a button so they can switch to it. Good UX, right? That's what I did, to clarify that you actually did this. Now, it's material design, yes, but it can be used in game to confirm what you saw or what you chose. And it's a pseudo instance, so you can just do pseudo-instance.new snackbar, but it's also a replicated pseudo instance as well, which means only one can be present, but you also have to parent it before you can use it. Now, there are two fields that actually make this possible. Text is what is used to display what you got and that it's unlocked. Main text. It's required, okay? That's important. The action text isn't really required, but this is what I use to show the action that they can take with the snack bar to clarify that they've actually unlocked the weapon. For example, well, actually this example is already there. The action text in mine would be switch to. It depends on what action you have. There's many actions in the SnackbarManager that I made that you can do, all in an enumeration. Now, what happens when you click the button is encapsulated in something called onAction, which is an event that happens after the button is pressed. Now, when you do that, we also have to do some remote calls and all that good stuff to actually make sure that the player got what they wanted. So that's big right there. Anyways, that's how that works in this case. If you want an action to be done with this snack bar, you just do on action. You make sure you connect to on action. Now the text is required, as we know, but it's the main text of the snack bar. It tells the player, what just happened or whatever is going on in the notification. It's essentially a notification, just not as fancy as notifications would be, like Toast ones. Like the Toast notifications, they're kind of complex. Excuse me. Oh, never mind. I was going to cough, but never mind. Action text, string, text on the button. As you may have not see right now, but you might know if you've used it before. If you have no text, which makes sense, but just an empty string, it'll remove the button. Of course. The action text should be something in which the player can understand, but also gets straight to the point. It doesn't beat around the bush. What I mean by that, if you're going to switch to a weapon, switch to actually makes sense, because it's straight to the point. You're switching to whatever you just unlocked. Put two and two together, you basically get a good snack bar. Here. Now, you can also change the color of the snack bar. In this case, I think you could do that. I don't know. But I know one thing. The color of the snack bar is usually purple, the button. So it stays that way. I changed the font to Gotham because it fits better with my game. You don't have to do that. So, this is what we have. Same thing. Anyways, that's just basically what I went over. Like, for example, here, it would switch to the weapon. This would say switch to as usual, and the text would be what you have unlocked. That works. Anyways, my name is Zeronos12. Next week, we will go over what I like to call, well, I think we'll go over the checkbox, because I want to show you how the feature system works and how you can use selection controller based objects to, do certain things And then the week after that, I might do keys and maybe how this could possibly have been used in input component, but in a different way, and how it could be implemented. So, you have what's going to happen next Thursday and the Thursday after that. My name is Erdos12. I will see you guys next week.